I actually showed you guys how to run Python script on Xampp on one of my videos before or earlier. So those are actually during my first few days of posting videos online. But somehow when I tried it again, there's some issues or there's some problems that I've noticed. So this time I'll be doing an updated version wherein I'll try to explain it a little bit more clear than what I had previously done. I'm also going to try to demonstrate how to properly configure uh, Apache web server in Xampp, since I'm running it only on Xampp, to run Python scripts. Now I've already written this one, so we have here hashtag exclamation point C colon Python, then python.exe. So this is actually the path where my Python interpreter is located. So um, it's located in my C colon Python python.exe. So let me just try to show you where it is actually located on my folder or on my C drive. So we have here okay, so Python. Then we have here python.exe, which is this one. Okay, next. One also of the things that I've noticed is that when I try to run it again, based on the instructions that I have given, it's not actually running properly. There's some issues or there's some error. So again, let me just try to redo all of the instructions again so that at least it will be much clearer this time. So I've already installed my Xampp, as you have noticed. Okay, let me just try to next thing that you need to do is you need to click config. Now for config we have several options. We have httpd.conf, http-ssl.conf. So we won't be bothering with all of these other configuration files. We'll only be opening httpd.conf. Okay, so let's try to open. Now once we have opened our httpd.conf, okay, let me just also try to zoom this one out. Uh, so that it will be also much clearer for you guys to see. Okay, so we have here, this is the HTTP conf of my Apache. Okay, what we need to do is we need to look for this particular line, add handler. Okay, so we have here add handler allows you to map certain extensions to handlers, actions unrelated to file type. Okay, so let's try to look for it. Now we have here add handler cgi-script.cgi.pl.asp. So as you've noticed, this is not these are not actually related to the default file type that is associated with Apache, like for example PHP and so on. So if you wanted to run just PHP, then actually you can just run PHP directly. But let's say for example you wanted to run other scripts, let's say ASP, then you need to put here ASP.asp. Then you also need to link it with a compiler or interpreter, much like what we have it here in our Python. So what we need to do is we need to add this uh, line dot py, meaning it will also be interpreted. It will also be executed as part of our handler. So we have here cgi-script.cgi.pl.asp.py. Okay, so next thing, this is actually just another option. So let's try to look for it also. Hmm, let's try to look for it. Oh, okay, not this one. Up. Okay. So we have here directory index sets the file that Apache will serve if a directory is requested. Now these are all the entry point of an application. So let's say for example you wanted to set it at index.py or maybe home.py. So this will be the default file that will be opened by Apache. Okay, so but it's just an option anyway. So it's okay if you don't want to set it here, as long as you can set it on the handler. Okay, so next thing that we need to do is actually start. Okay, now since my Apache is already up and running, let's try to execute it. Let's try to run it this time on our browser. So we have here web. Okay, let me try to minimize my browser so that it will be clear to you guys. Okay, so we have here python underscore one.py. Let's try to click, try to reload. Okay, so this is the contents of my Python script. Now, one of the things also that I've noticed is that there should be no space on top of this line. Okay, so let's try to put a space and let's try to see what will happen. So it's going to generate an internal server error. Okay, let's try to remove the space. Okay, let's try to also to add space here. It's still going to generate an internal server error. Okay, but what about that one? Okay, so it's still going to run properly. So this one should be on the topmost part of your script if you wanted to run Python script on an Apache web server. So where can you put the comments? So basically you can put the comment somewhere here. So let's say comments, then more comments. Okay, let's try to see if it's going to work. Okay. I've just try to reload. So as you've noticed, it's not uh, it's no longer generating errors anymore. So let's say try to put here worlds. Try to reload. Okay, so that's it. So that's how you would normally configure Apache to run or to execute Python scripts. If you find the contents of this blog useful or interesting, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button. And if you wanted to be notified every time a new video is uploaded, don't forget to hit the bell notification button. Thanks.